Hello everybody, Gerald here, and I actually had a very weird opportunity. I just wanted to give a disclaimer. This video is actually not music related, but seeing as I told you guys that I wanted to talk about social issues that concern me about the world, I also take some time to talk about social issues and different concerns that I have about the world. As I phrased it in my channel trailer, I'm gonna do that right now. Unexpectedly, this issue is very close to my heart. So for those of you that don't know, marijuana was actually legalized in Canada this past Wednesday. I actually wasn't going to talk about it, but I actually was stopped downtown by City News.
Hi, nice to meet you. What's your name? O'Neill.
And I was asked about my opinion on marijuana legalization, so I kind of wanted to share that video with you. So here's the interview. I'll come back later with a little bit of my thoughts.
Hi. Mike.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. It's Shauna.
I'm Shauna. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
O'Neill.
O'Neill.
Yeah.
Okay, O'Neill here. What's up? No, O'Neill?
So I guess regarding marijuana legalization, I think my main concern has been with the mental health implications.
Okay.
Because I've heard about and seen just the side effects of marijuana use with a connection to I guess negative mental health issues. So I was just wondering how the province is going to regulate that.
Well, are you talking about in all age demographics or young people?
Younger people.
Okay, because most of the studies have indicated that there is a risk when the brain is still developing, which is why there's this balancing act with trying to find the perfect legal age to smoke. On one hand, you don't want young people to be buying it in the black market and having that whole industry thriving, and on the other hand, you have to be careful of the risks.
They are saying that you shouldn't be smoking, but your brain develops up until 25 years old, and so they're even saying no one should be smoking pot up until 25. But your question is just the effect that marijuana can have on someone who, maybe has depression or anxiety?
Yeah, anxiety, like bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, just the different issues that have been linked to marijuana use, and I guess in younger people.
I know that CAMH has spoken out a lot about this, and I think part of the problem that we're seeing right now is that not a lot of research has been done. But now that everything is legalized, this is all that's going to happen. We're going to study every aspect.
Shouldn't that have happened before it was legalized, though?
I mean, a lot of things should have probably happened before, but because it was an illegal substance, it was hard to track and research and get funding for research.
And some of those studies I've looked into a little bit, it's very difficult to tell kind of what caused what. Someone may have a predisposition to mental illness and they were going to end up being schizophrenic anyways, but it kind of speeds up, it triggers it. And then another thing is in high CBD marijuana, it has an antipsychotic effect. So it will actually calm people down, and it has those properties according to preliminary studies. So then they're not sure, are people with mental illness self-medicating by smoking marijuana? So there's a lot of kind of gray areas that hopefully studies sort of clear up in the future. But from personal experience, I also have seen people growing up, who smoked just too much weed all day, every day, and they had detrimental mental health effects, and some of them today are, not quite there, to be honest with you. So, I mean, with anything, I think moderation is the key.
All right, O'Neill,
Okay.
we need you to pick your emoji for us. Are you happy, pot possession? Does it tick you off? Are you mad?
Legalization.
A little confused. Oh, pot possession. Legalization.
Okay.
Yes, okay, here we go.
What best describes?
I'm sad.
You're sad.
You're going to have to elaborate. You're not
Well, the mental health effects.
Yes, the mental health effects. And I have people that are close to me that have literally, I've seen them walk through, mental illness due to pot use.
Really?
And so it's, for me, I've only seen it as a negative effect. I'll walk out of my house, and I didn't know what the smell was when I would walk out of the house, and I figured out it was pot. And so, it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to deal with.
So long story short, that interview probably went somewhere that the reporters weren't expecting it to, and I don't blame them, but I don't think that a lot of people know about a lot of the effects that marijuana has and potentially could have on people's mental health, whether it be as a trigger or whether it be just in general. For me, I've seen that and it's broken my heart, and I don't want to see that happen for other people. To watch somebody go through breakdown because of drug abuse is not fun. Generally, I feel that pot being legalized in Canada just puts a stamp of approval on it. Whether we want more access to research and all of these different things, legalization, in my opinion, puts a stamp of approval on it. And truly, for people that are under the age of 25 who would be affected in their mental health, I think that legalization even more so puts a stamp of approval on marijuana. Just look at the rest of the world as they comment on what Canada is doing. I don't think I'll have any other thought towards marijuana other than the fact that it is destructive by nature. And having grown up in low-income housing, I actually, in my experience with low-income housing, saw a lot more drug use around me. And so I don't think that this is a decision that was thought about in terms of class. I think we were just trying to get a lot of people happy and a lot of people being able to do what they want and have a lot of fun, while for people that have lower incomes and for different communities, I think that the legalization of marijuana, which leads to more access and a whole bunch of different things, is a negative thing. And that's just how I feel about it. I really encourage you to talk about it. I know a lot of you that follow this channel aren't Canadian, and I think that it would be awesome to see what you guys think. And even if they approach me again for like another interview, maybe I can give them a little bit of what you guys think all over the world. Thank you so much for tolerating this non-musical video, but I kind of felt like I should do it. As usual, if you like what's going on here, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, because this is the place where we think deeply so that we create art that changes the world. I'm O'Neil Gerald, and I'll see you later. Bye everyone.